6 Medicine Police Commission open meeting in Medicine Council chambers. I will start this evening with a land acknowledgement. The Medicine Police Service and its Police Commission honor and acknowledge that we are situated on Treaty 7 and Treaty 4 territory, the traditional lands of the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, Stoney Nakoda, and Tsuut'ina, as well as the Cree, Sioux, and Saulteaux bands of the Ojibwe people. We also acknowledge that we are on the traditional homelands of Métis Nation. At this time, I will ask any commissioners present to declare any known or perceived conflicts of interest as related to the agenda as circulated. Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4, approval of the agenda. The agenda was circulated as part of your pre-meeting package. Is there any additions, deletions, or amendments? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve as presented. Vice Chair Keane, thank you. Commissioner Chukwu, thank you. Anybody abstain? Opposed? The agenda is approved as circulated. The March 18th open meeting minutes were also circulated as part of your pre-meeting package. Any deletions, amendments, or revisions for the minutes? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve as circulated. Commissioner Robles, thank you. Councillor Cox, thank you. Any abstained? Opposed? The minutes are approved as presented. With that, I'll ask Chief Murphy to introduce this month's presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to introduce Petra Pfeiffer. Petra is the manager of our Victims Assistance Unit and who also manages our Victims Assistance volunteers. Welcome and thank you for what you do, and you and your staff. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you for the invitation. I'm going to dive right into the presentation. So as a unit of the Medicine Hat Police Service...
Petra, can you just move your mic down a bit and see if that'll make a difference for you?
Okay. Is that better?
No, just one sec. We'll make sure it's working for you. Try it now.
Okay. As a unit of the Medicine Hat Police Service, we ensure that victims of crime receive professional services in accordance with the Canadian Victims Bill of Rights and the Alberta Victims of Crime and Public Safety Act. The Medicine Hat Police Service Victim Assistance Unit supports the well-being of victims of crime and tragedy by providing timely, professional, client-centered, and trauma-informed services. We collaborate with other community organizations to minimize personal and system-induced trauma. Our qualified and well-trained staff and volunteers provide assistance to victims of crime and tragedy that include, but are not limited to, support to victims from the time of a criminal offense, so in the immediate aftermath of a crime, throughout the criminal justice proceedings, and after court disposition. Information on victims of crime programs such as the restitution program, the victim impact statement, and the victim of crime fund application is also provided to victims, as well as referrals to other pertinent community organizations. In 2025, our volunteers donated a total of 13,207 hours of service to the Victims Service Unit. This is done by being on call, attending crisis call-outs 24/7 upon request from the Medicine Hat Police Service that is often on scene, providing in-house follow-up services and ongoing support, including assistance completing forms such as victim impact statements, restitutions, and victim of crime fund applications, also known as VAP forms, and providing appropriate referrals, courtroom orientation and witness preparation, direct courtroom and emotional support, and complete and accurate file documentation. We employ 3 full-time staff members, the program manager, an administrative assistant, and the victims assistance navigation specialist and facility dog handler, so she does both. 20 volunteer advocates volunteer their expertise and service to the unit, and we welcomed 8 new volunteers. to the program in 2025. We also have one practicum student, had one practicum student in the past year. Just to give you a little bit of statistics, in 2025, we opened 1,199 files. We provided in-station assist to children's services or police on 216 occasions, crisis incidents response, so those are the crisis callouts, 122, drop-in services, 18. We provided 7,145 supports, that includes court orientation and support. 261 court support in station, that's the facility dogs, and people helped on new files, that's initial contacts only, so not ongoing contacts, 944, and 2,475 community referrals. We provided 125 trial supports and court preps to 229 victims, and clients received 2,246 court updates and 518 dispositions. We worked closely with the Office of the Crown Prosecutor and assisted victims through 181 Crown meetings. On average, we carry a caseload of about 600 files. That's open files. We work directly with victims of violent crimes, which includes assaults, any kind of assaults with weapon, aggravated assaults, sexual assaults, domestic violence, as well as property offenses such as break-ins, theft, mischief, and non-criminals such as sudden deaths and/or suicides. The Medicine Hat Facility Dog Program, so this is, well, the middle one is retired now, but he's still occasionally in the office. So that's Athena, DWW Athena, and DWW Glory. Our facility dogs provide support with child forensic interviews, in-station support, Crown Prosecutor interviews, court support. Our facility dogs do not attend crisis callouts. In addition to that, the dogs provide support and/or attend the Medicine Hat Police Service open houses, recruitment training, school groups, tours, school visits, and public education events. Just a little picture of what the dogs will do. Facility dogs offer a total support, and their calming presence allows the witness to open up. For some, it's the weight of their paw or the ability to pet the stress away that makes the difference. Some children will tell their story directly to the dogs. Just another example of in-station support and Crown interviews or Crown support. Last year, WW Athena and Glory assisted 396 clients in an official capacity, including 74 child forensic interviews, 84 Crown meetings, or court trials, and provided testimonial support and in-station support on 177 occasions. We have trained a secondary handler for Glory. One of our committed victim assistance volunteers has taken on that role. And our victims navigation specialist, Carrie Stober, was the recipient of the Justice Canada Excellence in Victim Service Award for 2025. That is it for me. Any questions?
Thank you for the presentation. We'll open the floor to questions. Councillor Cox.
Interested in the dogs in particular. I'm reading a book right now called How My Dog Saved My Life. I should maybe, when I'm done with it, I'll perhaps donate it to the service.
That would be nice.
So the dogs are certified support animals,
Correct.
and they have owners and trainers. Are those staff members or are they volunteers?
For the most part, staff. There's one staff member, one Medicine Hat police officer, and one volunteer are the primary handlers. The dogs live with a staff member and a police member.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Vice Chair Keen.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. You went through fairly quickly, and so I was trying to absorb as much information as I could, and I appreciate what you provided, and I think some of the numbers were larger than what I would have expected. And so I really appreciate the work of Victims Assistance and the volunteers and the staff and the dogs. And so I just wanted to personally say thank you for what you do in helping people in our community that are victims of crime.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I would just echo Vice Chair Keen's comments. I also thought those numbers seemed higher than the previous presentation. And if I could be so bold as to make a suggestion, perhaps we could have a graph for year over year in the future to get a sense of that, because it does seem like you're quite busy, so.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
can definitely do that.
Yeah,
I'll make
excellent.
note of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation.
Petra, I just want to say thanks very much. We couldn't do what we do without you and the volunteers, so thank you so much. And just for the commission's and the public's awareness, April is Volunteer Appreciation Month, and April 19th to 25th is National Volunteer Week. So we'll be celebrating that at the MHPS on that date. But thank you so much. We just couldn't do without you, as I said, and the amazing amount of hours that are volunteers is incredible. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. With that, we'll move on to item number 7, standing items. Chief Murphy for a police budget update.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I start, I just want to pay tribute to Sergeant Anaïs Fortin-Cozin. She is a sergeant with the Quebec Provincial Police, also known as the Sûreté de Quebec. She was involved in an on-duty traffic accident on March 31st. That was quite severe, and she unfortunately passed away due to her injuries a few days later. So the police officers in the room, as well as the commission, are wearing the police memorial ribbon right now, and that will continue to be worn by police officers right across Canada and police commissions, I expect, right until April 29th at sunset, which is the date of her memorial. So flags at MHPS headquarters are flying at half-mast until April 29th until sunset, just for the information of the public and anybody watching. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her family and all the members of the Sûreté de Quebec. I'll move forward with my chief's report, Mr. Chair. Any of the activities that the members of the Office of the Chief were in, I won't repeat those, but happy to speak to any of them if there are questions. Otherwise, I'll just speak to the budget variance, currently reporting a positive budget variance of $156,000, and we'll continue to report to the Commission throughout the year, but happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Chief Murphy. Any questions on the budget variance report? Seeing none, not to put Commissioner Chukanor on the spot, but Commissioner Johnson isn't here. Do you have anything for AAPG? It's okay if you don't. He didn't submit anything in writing, so. No, nothing for AAPG. Thank you. On to number 8 then, Office of the Chief report.
Mr. Chair, I'll turn it over to Inspector Graham. He'll cover both the operational services report and investigation and support services. I'll turn it over. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Good evening, Commission members. Firstly, I'll have you turn your attention to page 12 of your package, and I'll direct your attention to an event that occurred on March 22nd when members responded to a report of assault in the Riverside area of our city. When officers arrived on scene, they learned that the suspect had already left. One officer soon found the suspect nearby and began a foot chase. To escape arrest, the suspect jumped into the South Saskatchewan River. Concerned for the suspect's safety and to carry out the arrest, the officer entered the water and was able to bring the suspect safely back to shore. The suspect, a 50-year-old man from Medicine Hat, has been charged with assault, assault by choking, resist arrest, and unlawful confinement. I highlight this matter because, again, it shows the selfless act of our officers jumping into the river, very cold, and everybody was safe. So I commend that officer. Secondly, I'll speak to an event that occurred on March 28th. In the early morning hours, members of the patrol section conducted a traffic stop. It involved a 2007 Volkswagen Rabbit, and this was in the 600 block of College Drive in the southeast. During the interaction, officers observed what appeared to be the butt end of a firearm on the floor near the driver's feet. The driver was identified as a 45-year-old male of no fixed address. The item that was seen was later determined to be an airsoft pistol, and a subsequent search of the vehicle located approximately 18 grams of methamphetamine, one magazine containing 22 caliber ammunition, and an additional 24 rounds of 24 caliber ammunition located throughout the vehicle. As a result of this investigation, the male was charged with 4 counts of breaching a firearm prohibition and 1 count of possession of a controlled substance. Next, I'll have you turn your attention to page 13 of your package, and I'll speak briefly on our drone unit activity. For March, the drone unit completed 20 operational deployments during the March reporting period, primarily supporting patrol, canine through area searches for fleeing suspects, missing persons, and high-risk incidents. Aerial overwatch was also provided in real-time intelligence, enhancing situational awareness for these operations. This obviously reduced the need for officers to enter high-risk situations in unknown environments without any prior intelligence. That is the report for the operational services. I'd gladly take any questions you have before I move into the support services.
Any questions for Inspector Graham? Commissioner, sorry, it looks like you can continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. For the investigative and support services, I'll have you turn your attention to page 17 of your package, and I'll speak to an event that occurred when members responded to a report of a robbery with a firearm at a residence in the 400 block of North Railway Street Southeast. 2 males wearing partial face coverings entered the residence with 1 suspect brandishing a firearm and demanding money from the occupants. An undisclosed amount of money was taken before the suspects fled the scene. The Forensic Identification Unit processed the scene and documented relevant evidence, including generalized footwear impressions leading them back to the entrance of the suite. Through the follow-up investigation, the suspects have been identified, and forensic testing is currently being completed and is ongoing. The Major Crimes Unit is actively investigating this file. And finally, I'll have you turn to page 18. And I'll just speak with regards to some training unit activity. 2 officers attended a 4-day student resource officer basic training session to prepare them for their roles in the school setting. Topics that they covered was digital safety, human trafficking, mental health, substance abuse, and best practices for de-escalation behavior, threat assessments, and emergency operations planning were discussed. I highlight this because, again, it speaks to the training that our school resource officers receive to deal with an evolving trends when it comes to, online safety, safety within our schools, and this is an ongoing training opportunity for our members in the school resource unit. That concludes the support services report for March. I'd gladly take any questions.
Any questions for Inspector Graham? Seeing none, we move on. Thanks, Chief.
You're welcome. Mr. Chair, I've confirmed with Deputy Chief Saney. He has nothing to add for Deputy Chief's report, and I have nothing further for the Chief's report unless there's any questions for me.
One question, and whoever needs to answer it, feel free. I was noticing was it incident reports for January, February, March? I'm trying to find the graphic now. Anyway, they go up as the year progresses. Is like January slow for the police, same as it is for restaurants and a lot of businesses, or what's the indicator there? January has one number, February is marginally increased, March has got a more significant, although not impactful increase.
Yeah, Commissioner, to your point, it can be weather driven. When it's cold, less activity out and about. We do see a spike in the warmer months when it comes to car prowlings and whatnot. So I'm not sure if this is addressing your question, but I think you're referring to page 11. In March, we did see an increase in mischiefs and shoplifting and whatnot. And I can tell you that there was a series of events that occurred in the city in March, For example, mischiefs went up because we had a tire slashing series where several vehicles in the city were damaged. That, of course, makes the stats go up. Fraud, well, it's Fraud Prevention Month. So when we're out there, you know, highlighting the need and educating people on fraud awareness, it tends to generate more calls for service as well. So not sure if that answers your question.
It does, thank you.
Yep, certainly.
Vice Chair Keen.
Sure. Just wanted to, some of us had attended the cadet graduation class at the end of March. And so we know that there are some cadets that are out and about right now. They're no longer cadets, officers are out and about with doing field training. I'm just wondering if you could give us a bit of an update more for people that may be watching and for the public in just regards to the new recruits and cadets.
Yep, so we had 7 new recruits that are, that joined the Medicine Hat Police Service after the recruit training, where they started their field training. All but one have been out on the street since their graduation and are doing quite well. One, as he left class, suffered a minor injury, so he's actually working on our front desk right now just for his own protection, as he heals up with an injury, and then he'll go out and about as well in short order. But everybody's doing quite well, and they will be, by the summer, and when the great weather gets here, they'll be out on their own as full-fledged police officers working without a field training officer.
Thank you for the questions. With that, moving on to new business. The Commission has received a summary of the 2026 conference estimates. Thank you to Melanie Wall for putting that together for us. The Alberta Association of Police Governance Conference is in Taber this year at the end of May. And so in the past, the Commission has sent members to the conference and provided registration and cost reimbursements. Each year, the Commission has to decide how many people they would like to go and what the costs were to be covered. Thanks to Melanie, we have the cost per person for Taber, including travel, registration, meal reimbursement, and incidentals, and it comes out to just under $1,000 per person. A draft motion has been provided should the Commission choose to support sending members this year, and if so, we can do that as part of the process. Does anybody have any questions related to the conference before we consider the vote? Councillor Cluxton?
Well, just before we vote to perhaps approve the budget, is there anybody that wants to go?
Great question. By a show of hands, commissioners, who is interested in attending the Taber conference? Commissioner Shukenurwa, thank you. Vice Chair Keen, thank you. Yep.
And to follow up, normally send 2, or has there been times where more?
We've sent more to the provincial conference and generally kept the national conference to 2. Either councillors planning to attend the provincial conference? No, okay. With that, we have 2 expressions of interest. That would make the motion to send up to 2 delegates to the 2026 AAPG conference held in Taber at a cost not to exceed $2,000. Someone prepared to make that motion? Commissioner Shukenurwa, thank you. Vice Chair Robles, Commissioner Robles, thank you. Wow, I actually got a promotion there. It's quick. So the motion is to approve up to 2 delegates at a cost not to exceed $2,000. Any further discussion or debate? Seeing none, I will call for the vote. Anybody abstained? Opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you. As part of your pre-meeting package, you were also provided a costs estimate to send delegates to the national conference, the Canadian Association of Police Government, which is in Edmonton this year in the middle of August. Including all costs for attendance, it's a cost per person of almost $3,200 per person. It is over 3 days and has mileage, hotel costs associated with that. To further Councillor Cluxton's question previously, we have sent up to 2 delegates in the past. Is anybody planning to or wishing to express an interest to attend? Commissioner Chukwunora, thank you. I would also attend if it was approved by commission. Any other questions or conversation? Yes, sir. Yep.
If I decided I would like to go, and I'm not saying that's where I stand right now, could I do that as a counselor? And I'm assuming this budget comes out of the police service
Correct.
money, but if I chose to go as a counselor, it would come out of council's budget.
Yes, and that's what has happened in my experience is we've had council attend through their existing professional development and conference attendance process, so,
Okay,
correct, yeah.
so I've got a little time to think about that, and I could do that without interfering with 2 people from the commission.
Correct.
Okay,
That's
thank
right.
you.
We just want to make sure we catch early bird registration for you if we can. Melanie would know the,
17th for AAPG and
May
May 31st for CACG.
31st is when we, for early bird. Yeah. Okay, if there's no further discussion, the motion is the commission moves to send 2 delegates from the Medicine Hat Police Commission to the 2026 CAPG conference in Edmonton at a cost not to exceed $6,400.
So moved.
Vice Chair Keen, thank you. Councillor Cox, thank you. Anybody abstained? Opposed? That motion is also carried. With that, we have come to community consultation. If there's any member of the public present, other than members of official media who would like to pose a question or provide comment to the commission, Ian, do you have anything today? Thank you. If yes, before we begin, we kindly ask you respect the following guidelines. Please be aware that complaints regarding officer conduct, Medicine Hat Police Service policy, ongoing investigations, or personnel matters are not appropriate topics for the discussion in this forum. You will have up to 3 minutes. Please direct your comments or questions through the chair, and I will disseminate them as I see fit. Thank you.
Does that include good officer conduct? I had the privilege of attending your now constable graduation ceremony. It was very well done. It warmed the cockles of this old soldier's heart to actually see young people marching in time. It also makes me very happy and positive about the future of this community. These young people are enthusiastic, educated, motivated, and from what I've seen so far, very well trained. And I'm impressed that you're also training tribal police, I believe that's the correct term these days, and CP police. So it's nice to see the cooperation between the different services, because they do have different roles to provide. But it was nice to see, so well done. Is that my 3 minutes?
Thank you, Mr. Parkinson, and thank you for attending. I would echo those comments and commend the service. We've seen increased attendance at that event year over year, and it is exceptionally well done, so thank you very much. I am going to take Chair's prerogative before we close the meeting this evening, and I will take the opportunity to say thank you to Commissioner Robles. So Commissioner Robles is one of the first provincial appointees to the Medicine Hat Police Commission and has served faithfully over the last 2.5, almost 3 years. And we would like to thank you for your service and contribution to the governance and the civilian oversight and everything that you have done to make the discussions, the debates, and the dialogue more positive and more informed. We do have a small presentation for you in recognition of your service, and we would like to thank you for the time you spent with us and wish you all the best in the future. Thank you, everyone. Next commission meeting is on May 20th, followed by June 17th. With that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn. Councillor Cox, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us online and in person.